at 7:06 p.m. Please join us in a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, item number 2. I'd like to entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Mr. Showers, second by Becca Allen. Oh, I gotta get used to my new initials now. All right, item number 3. Oh, sorry, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Keep me on track.
I will.
All right, good. All right, next, item number 3, approval of the minutes. We need to have a motion to approve the minutes of the special meeting of the Plymouth Board of Education of November 19th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Perugino, Mrs. Allen, second.
No, Palmer.
You all sound alike over there.
The
on
best
that
is
end.
it confuses her, and she's
Yeah.
in my ear, and she's like, who is it?
You all sound the same over there. Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Finally, the best part, presentation.
All right. Hi, everybody. Thank you for having us here today. We've had a fantastic first 70 days of school. One of the major focuses this year is the use of IXL. This platform is norm referenced and helps us to understand where our students are compared to peers across the nation. It also helps us to plan instruction that's based on what every child needs to move forward. We take this data and other information and set goals with our students. Students and teachers monitor their goal progress monthly, and they adjust their learning action plans as needed. A lot of this individualized work is happening during our WIN blocks, and WIN stands for What I Need. During this time, every day, twice a day, students work on their action plans, which could include enrichment or extra support. And we're also in our second year implementation of Wit and Wisdom. We're finding that students have much more writing stamina and are demonstrating greater understanding of the topics being taught. We're seeing that through their collaboration and their written work. That's enough from me. So I'm going to bring up Mrs. Mazon, and she has some notes about Wit and Wisdom, and we also have some third graders here.
Good evening. Our third grade recently completed a literacy module focusing on the ocean. Throughout the module, students explored the ocean's beauties, mysteries, and many ways it inspires people. By engaging with a rich mix of fiction, nonfiction, poetry, and artwork, and informational text, students strengthen their reading, writing, and critical thinking skills while deepening their knowledge of our world's oceans. At the end of the module, our third graders had the exciting opportunity to meet via Skype with Dr. Alex Good, a coral reef specialist currently studying reef ecosystems in Hawaii. Dr. Good shared her expertise about how coral reefs around the world are being impacted by both human activity and environmental factors. Her engaging, informative presentation aligned directly with our curriculum and helped again deepen our students' understanding of the ocean. So as part of the ending of our unit, our third graders had been studying a famous Japanese painting, The Great Wave off Kanagawa. After learning about the artist, the style, and what makes the artwork so special, the students created their very own wave artwork inspired by the original piece. They also wrote acrostic poems to go along with their art, using the word wave to describe movements, feelings, and the power of the ocean. Phoenix Lundblad and Lucy Burichko are excited to share their artwork and their poems with you, and they also wanted to tell you about their favorite part of the unit.
Wave. W, water. A, animal. V, vast. E, explore. My favorite part of the ocean module was learning about the squid. The squid is an aggressive hunter with 8 arms and 2 long feeding tentacles. The squid shoots out the tentacles to capture its prey and drag it into the sharp beak of its mouth.
Wave. W is for wide, A is for active, V is for vast, and E is for energy. My favorite part of the ocean module was learning about the squid. The squid has 8 arms and 2 long tentacles which they use to attack their prey. Squid are aggressive hunters. They live in the deepest, darkest part of the ocean from 1,600 to 3,000 feet below the ocean's surface. One of the squid's predators is the sperm whale. One sperm whale may eat as many as 20,000 squids a week. I also loved Skyping with Dr. Good. We learned so much about coral reefs and how they impact ocean life. It was so cool watching Dr. Good swimming with the sharks. When she was done talking, she answered all of our questions.
Now Mrs. Levesque will discuss the amazing work our 4th graders are doing.
Good evening. Our 4th graders have just completed their first module in which they study the literal and figurative meanings of having a great heart. They begin the unit by learning about the concept of a figurative great heart by reading biographies of historical figures such as Anne Frank and Helen Keller. They continue their study of figurative language and meaning through a book written in poetry about a boy and his beloved dog titled Love That Dog, appropriately. Then they shift gears to learn about the literal meaning of having a great heart by reading and analyzing the book The Circulatory Story and learning the functions of a healthy heart. As a culminating activity this year, our 4th graders had a celebration day where they created a pop-up model of the heart. They created Braille name tags in honor of learning about Helen Keller. They created a graffiti wall of figurative language pertaining to having a great heart and practiced writing their own poetry. But the most exciting part of our celebration was having the opportunity to talk live with a doctor through the Skype a Scientist program. Dr. Hamilton Seth joined all 5 classes and spoke with them about having a healthy heart, showed pictures of a real human heart, and even showed footage of a heart transplant. This was an amazing opportunity for our students. Here with us tonight to share a part of their end of module essay, What Does It Mean to Have a Great Heart, are Jeanette Hansley and Parker Lazat.
What is the meaning between a literal and figurative great heart? A great heart has 2 different meanings, figurative and literal. Let's learn about them. A literal great heart is the most important organ in your body. It helps red blood cells travel through your body by going through your veins, vessels, arteries, and capillaries. In the circulatory story, on page 35, it says, it supplies itself, the heart, with blood. This is important because if your heart isn't healthy and strong, you won't be able to live. A figurative heart can mean you care and are always willing to help. In Love That Dog, Jack has a figurative great heart. Jack cares for his dog Sky. He yells Sky's name when he gets run over by a car. Jack had always cared for Sky no matter how bad things got for those 2. Jack loves Sky so much. This all proves a figurative heart can mean you care and are always willing to help. Willing to help, and a literal heart can mean your heart pumps correctly.
Now, Mrs. Stein is going to talk about some of the work our 5th graders are doing in math.
This year at Fisher School, we are continuing our WIN program, which provides students with targeted instruction based on their individual needs in math and ELA. Some of our 5th grade math students, Sammy Bellamere and Emma Sakura, are here to share a project they completed in their math enrichment group. They designed their own sneaker line by developing a marketing campaign for a shoe company and applied their knowledge of decimal operations to budget, price, and promote their creations.
Sammy and I worked together on this project. We needed to take over a sneaker company. We called it Inside Pet Life, and we worked together to figure out what our shoe would look like and how we were going to design it.
First, we need to research other shoe companies. Then we need to hire a team. We had a certain budget that we could spend on hiring our team. We needed to work a lot with adding and subtracting decimals to make this work. Then we needed to design our shoes, and we had to figure out what materials we needed and how much the materials would cost to make a lot of sneakers. We need to stay on budget for this trip.
Next, we could have chosen a celebrity to represent our company, but Sammy and I chose not to do that. Then we created our posters and presented them to the class.
My favorite part of this project was making the poster because it was fun. I also liked that my classmates got to give us feedback about our project when we were done. I learned that part of being successful in this project was teamwork.
I learned that I need to take my time because this project took us many weeks to finish because there were a lot of steps that we needed to do to start a sneaker company.
Thank you for letting us come and present and showcase our awesome students. We wish we could have brought more students with us because all of them are doing amazing things every day, but that's just a little snippet, so thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you guys will just hang on for 1 second, I'm going to ask for a recess so we can take a picture with the board. Do I have a motion for a recess
So
to take a
moved.
picture? Mr. Showers?
Second.
Second, Mr. Bouganier. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So if the kids want to come up and the teachers and whoever wants to come up. At 7:19 p.m., we're going right into item number 5, student representatives. Tiana and Fallon.
So we'd like to start off with the Drama Club. The Drama Club's first student-directed play, Too Many Detectives at the Murder Mansion, was a great success. Directors Jonah Lopez and North Holt saw the creative vision come to life on stage, bringing both humor and suspense to the audience. The performance was made even more exciting with the members of the Halo Awards in attendance, celebrating the students' hard work and talent.
On Sunday, our esports team attended a college showcase event hosted by Connecticut Esports and Affinity Sports in Newton. At the event, 8 Connecticut colleges were represented and industry professionals spoke about the benefits of esports participation and all the things that can come from participating. At this invitational event, the best high school Rocket League teams from around the state were invited to compete. Both Terryville Orange and Terryville Black participated, competing against other high schools and professional esports teams. They're scheduled to compete in the state semifinals and hopefully finals this Friday at Quinnipiac. Based on their regular season of performance, they're the favorites to win the championship.
I'm excited to share that our winter concert will take place on December 16th. Our band and chorus students, under the direction of Mr. Keene, have been working for weeks preparing a program that showcases their hard work, talent, and dedication. The concert will feature a variety of musical selections highlighting the skills they've developed throughout the semester. Events like this are a wonderful way to celebrate student achievement in performing arts and reflect the guidance and support of teachers and directors like Mr. Keene, who pushes our students to do their very best every day. We're looking forward to a memorable evening of music and performance, and we hope it'll be a proud moment for everyone involved.
The National Honor Society hosted a Red Cross blood drive for the second year in a row today during school. Students and staff went to the gymnasium at their scheduled time to donate. Throughout the day, we also had student volunteers help to sign people in and give snacks during the recovery period. In total, 40 people donated blood that will go to help people across the country in the coming weeks.
As we begin the winter sports seasons, our athletes and coaches are working hard and are excited to represent our school. Boys basketball opens with their first game at home on December 16th. The boys won their first scrimmage against Central Christian Academy in a close match of 59-55. Girls basketball travels to Lakeview on December 17th for their first game. I'm a member of the team, and we just had our first scrimmage today against Gilbert. Our wrestling team also competes at home on December 17th. Indoor track does not have a meet scheduled yet, but the team is already training and preparing for upcoming competitions. We encourage everyone to check the CIAC website for the most up-to-date information and come out to support our student athletes throughout the season.
Many students' favorite time of the day is lunch. There's time to eat and, of course, talk with friends. This year, a huge part of what makes lunch so great is missing, and that is Kelly's Deli. For those who are unfamiliar, Kelly, a beloved member of our cafeteria staff, left the school last year, and many food staples left with her, including slushies and the deli. The deli was a way for students to fully customize their wrap or sandwich for a tasty and nutritious meal, and the slushies were a fun treat that were offered every once in a while. Both have vanished since we lost our staff member, and students across all grade levels want these key elements of THS lunches back.
Good to know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies.
I have a question.
Sure.
Yes, of course. Any
How-
questions?
How are the birds doing?
The birds are doing great. Over our winter break, they're going to be installed.
So they're not doing good right now.
No, they're still in danger currently.
Just make-
They're bringing in the lift, apparently.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
We've plotted out where all the stickers are going to go.
Oh, good.
We're working diligently.
Any other questions for our reps? Thank you very much, ladies.
Yes, thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you.
Be careful driving, guys.
Yes. All right, we are up to item number 6, public comment. Do we have anyone for in-person comments?
Excuse me. Candace Telke, 82 Ridge Road. First, I want to say thank you to the students at Fisher. That was really hard to do. It's really hard to get up here continuously. And it doesn't matter if you are 4, 40, 14, it's still hard for a lot of people. So I commend those kids that came up. Plus, how great is it that it was like the administrator, the support staff, even the teachers and the parents showed up for those kids. Like that's just, if that's not the sign of a good Board of Ed and a good set of schools, you know, thank you. Because that in and of itself is proof in the pudding, right? That's number one. Number two, I just want to say thank you for Monday night. I was the only one that came to the special meeting, but thank you very much for all of your comments and thoughts and really digging in to what was presented in regards to the strategic plan. So just thank you very much for that.
Thank you. Anyone else for public comment? Okay. Anyone for online comment?
Not at this time.
Not at the time, because I remembered to ask. Okay. All right, we're on item 7, superintendent's update.
Good evening, everyone. In the month of November, each of our schools donated food and money to the Plymouth Food Pantry. I'd like to thank Darlene Oakes at Plymouth Center School, Sherry Cole at Fisher, Jenny Fowler, Eli Terry, and Chad Marquis here at the high school for organizing that food drive in each of their schools. In total, our 4 schools donated 2,010 pounds of food to the food pantry. And when they estimated the value of the food, it was $3,417. Additionally, at Fisher, the students participated in a competition where they purchased turkey feathers, and each feather they bought was 25 cents, and it was a vote for a teacher to be crowned Turkey of the Year. And in that, they raised an additional $943 for the food pantry in that competition. So I saw Larry this morning, who runs the food pantry, and he was very excited. And he said we made a tremendous difference during the Thanksgiving holidays, and so he was very appreciative to our schools. Additionally, on December 12th, which is this Friday, each of our 4 schools will be participating in the Connecticut Children's Medical Center PJ Day for Kids. So this Friday, many of our students and staff will be coming to school in their pajamas that day with the goal of raising as much money as possible for the medical center. These are just 2 examples of what our children and our schools are doing to give back to people in need in our community, and that's part of teaching and working with a whole child. As a reminder, I have scheduled a Board of Education retreat for Wednesday, January 7th at 5 o'clock at Terryville High School. During the retreat, Richard Mills from our attorney law firm be providing training on items related to the board's roles and responsibilities, the superintendent's roles and responsibilities, and to answer any questions you might have. The retreat is open to the entire public, but there will be no opportunity for questions or comments from the public. It is a Board of Education retreat. The following Wednesday at our January 14th board meeting, Matt and I will be presenting our administrators' proposed budget to the board. After we present that, we'll work throughout January and February at different workshops. We'll answer questions. We'll make the adjustments that the board feels is necessary, knowing that per charter, we have to have the budget submitted to the Board of Finance in town by February 28th. I would like to thank the Terryville High School culinary program. I believe pies were delivered to some people's homes right before the holidays. We also sent one to the mayor to kiss up a little bit, so he helps us out with our budget a little bit. So I would like to thank the culinary program for that. I'd also like to thank Eli Terry's foods class. We walked in today and it smelled very good, and this is what they were baking for you guys as a little treat for the holidays as well. And finally, the school district will be closed for winter break from Wednesday, December 24th through Friday, January 2nd. We'll be open, but the kids will not be in session for school. And on behalf of the entire Plymouth school community, I would like to wish everyone a happy and healthy holiday season. And that's all I have.
Thank you very much. All right, item number 8, unfinished business, committees and appointments and board liaisons. Pat, did everybody get this in their packet or yes? Okay, so everybody has the copy of the different committees and who is going to be the chair of those committees. And, oh yeah, I have that written down because I just looked at my email.
The other one would be what we did tonight, when it was Kelly for policy.
Oh, Kelly for policy, yes, yes. Okay, so let me just chair. All right. So we have curriculum instruction, Kelly as the chair with Mr. Foote and myself being the other members on curriculum instruction, Mr. Falcone as the central office liaison. For finance and operations, we have Mr. Bourbonnaire as the chair, Mr. Showers, Mr. Perugino, and Ms. Palmer as the other board members. And Mr. Tenza will be the central office liaison for that. For our communications committee, we have Rebecca Allen as the chair, with Nicole and myself as the other members, and Ms. Malillo as the central office liaison. For our ad hoc committees, we have our policy committee. We just met before this meeting, and that is why we were tardy. We ran a little bit late. That committee will be Kelly Tilton, the chair, with Mrs. Palmer and myself as the other two members. And the negotiations committee has not yet met, but they have Mr. Bourbonnaire, Mrs. Allen, Mr. Showers, Mr. Perugino, and they will choose their chair when they have their first meeting. As far as board liaisons go to our schools, we have some board liaisons signed up. For Plymouth Center School, we have Robin Palmer. For Harry S. Fisher, we have Rebecca Allen. For the middle school, both Kelly and Nicole were interested, so you guys can tag team that. That's fine. There's no reason why we can't have more than one. And for Terryville High School, we have Mr. Foote, who has been doing it. So graciously agreed to keep doing that. Thank you very much. We do not have one for at Advance right now. If anyone is interested in being a liaison for at Advance, I was for many years. Kelly was for a period of time as well. So if anybody has any questions about Ed Advance, what it means, what it is, we can answer those questions for you. Okay? All right. Does anybody have any questions for me about the boards and the committees and liaisons? All good? What you signed up for. So
Oh, you forgot one. School security.
Oh, school security. Okay. Well, that's just you, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
You're a committee of yourself.
I guess you're the chair.
You gonna elect yourself chair?
Yeah, why not?
Don't forget to be secretary.
Yeah, chair,
Flip a coin
secretary,
for that
vice
one.
chair. All right, item number 9, new business. Out-of-state field trips.
So we have 2 out-of-state field trips that we are bringing to the board. One deals with our world language department, looking at our AP students and our Spanish 4 students. They're planning to go to the city to a theater and then go to Little Spain and Hudson Yard in the city for like their culinary experience. If you've ever been in Little Spain, it's in the basement of a building. And it's kind of like a Spanish market with all these different kind of vendors, restaurants, and it's really a neat place. And so they're looking to go on April 14th for the World Language Department here at the high school. And the second trip we're looking at is a trip to New York City for our drama club. They're looking to go to see The Great Gatsby on Broadway, and that is May 28th. And that would be with approximately 30 kids from the drama club. And maybe Nicole.
Possibly me. All right, let's take these one at a time. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve an out-of-state field trip to Hudson Yards, New York on April 14th, 2026 for 19 Terryville High junior and senior students in world language in Spanish 4 and AP classes.
So moved.
Mr. Perugino.
Second.
Second, Ms. Palmer. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve an out-of-state field trip to New York City for approximately 30 drama school students in grades 6 through 12 on May 28th, 2026.
So moved.
Kelly?
Second.
Second, Greg?
Yep.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries as well. Congratulations. I'm sure the students will have a wonderful time. Okay, our next item of new business is we have a change in the meeting time of our regular Board of Education meetings. I'd like to entertain a motion to change the meeting time of the regular Board of Education meeting to 6 p.m., beginning with the January 14th, 2026 regular meeting. So I have a motion. Kelly Tilton for the first.
Second.
Becca? Becca Allen for the second. Discussion.
Why are we changing it?
Wasn't it Nicole?
No, it was Rebecca.
It was Rebecca.
I put this on the agenda just because I know that some of our meetings have been running fairly late into 9 o'clock, 9:30 hours. And we have a number of people that are working in schools. They still have to be up, a lot of teachers at the same time, some people. And so I just thought I would put it on there as a possibility if you want to move it 1 hour earlier. So if you start at 6, you end at 8 instead of 9, if it's a 2-hour meeting and so on. It's always been at 7. There's nothing wrong with 7, but if that's something the board wanted to discuss, going 1 hour earlier, something we could talk about.
My concern would be public participation. If you work until 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, you're just not going to be able to be here. And
Good point. I mean, it's really up to the board. This is a board discussion. I'm just putting it out there. And I don't disagree with you that it could be more challenging to get there at 6 o'clock meeting compared to a 7.
Anyone else?
I'm all for it. It's hard
Works
having
for
young
me.
children to getting home that late. So.
I think if we take in consideration the amount of public that we have coming to our meetings,
That's
and the
what I was
fact that we
thinking.
offer online public comments,
Candace, does it bother you?
I'm not really sure that the 6 to 7 would really make that much of a difference in the participation that we have.
It might go higher.
Yeah,
Maybe.
might have more
It might.
people come.
It might.
Would we still have, like, the policy meeting beforehand?
We probably wouldn't be able to have, the impact on that is we wouldn't be able to have meetings most likely beforehand because then it would be definitely going to what Mr. Foote said with if people want to come, we don't want to stop that opportunity for people. The other piece is sometimes we do executive sessions prior to our meetings. Those executive sessions would happen at the back end of the meetings for the majority of the time moving forward. We just wouldn't, if we're moving up an hour, those times where we have those executive sessions, they would be after the meeting.
I think we had kind of discussed anyway,
not having meetings before the meeting, because as we ran into tonight, then that impacts us getting here in a timely manner. So having those meetings on a different day was kind of already on the table.
And each individual committee can make their own time that works best for the committee members anyway. So that's kind of, what will work best for them. Anyone else have anything they want to add to the thoughts on that? Or their feelings or? Okay. All right, so the motion is to change the time to 6 p.m. So let's go ahead and vote, and we will see where we stand. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Okay. Mr. Showers and Mr. Foot, any other opposed? No? Okay. Any abstentions? All right, motion carries. We will move those meetings to 6 o'clock. Okay. Item number 10, Business Managers Report and Personnel Report.
Thanks, Karen. I have, this is a good night for me. I have a board member who wants to come in and meet with me during the day. That's great.
Lucky you.
And when I look at the committees, I have the most members. This is awesome.
Everybody wants to be with you.
Everybody wants to hang with me.
Popular right now.
As I wrote in my report for the packet, it's pretty short. This month, we really just met a few weeks ago. Not a whole lot has changed from that time. And the administrative assistant, Meredith Patel, is really transitioning into, as my assistant, really well. She's really catching on quickly. She learns fast. Things are going well there. This year's budget, we are moving right along. As you see by the chart, we should be fine for the year. I don't anticipate any issues at this point. As I said, Eli Terry Middle School, the insurance claim for the flood is closed. The classroom is not done. Those of you that walked today did see that. But as I sent a text to Brian while you guys were walking this morning that I was there with Jim Mazon, the facilities director, and our target to give that classroom back to the school is right after February vacation. Right now, we're waiting for the flooring contractor. We're gonna have the whole floor torn up and redone with linoleum, so that the whole class will be done. Then we need to paint it, put the ceiling tiles back in, get the furniture in, and then it's ready to go. I'm hoping that it could be sooner than February, but I wanna make sure I give Jim and his crew enough time, and we're kind of at the mercy of the contractor right now. And we really can only work on Saturdays, because during the week, we have the kids in school.
Right.
So we're kind of working around that. And then regarding food service, as you see, is I expected us to do a bit better in the month of November. We did make a modest profit, but we did have some higher expenses, particularly in food costs. We did a Thanksgiving special at all of the schools. That food cost us a bit more. And just a note I put in there, the minimum wage goes up in January, and while we do pay above minimum wage, when the minimum wage goes up, I try to bump it along with them. It's really fair to those folks. They work really hard. We are short-staffed. The ladies talked about Kelly's Deli, and it has been closed. We've had it open sporadically, but it's really because we've had a lot of turnover, and we just can't get all of our staffing. We are yet to be fully staffed for the whole year. So unfortunately, that has been kind of some of the fallout. We are working to get that back open, and that has an impact on the financials, right? Because when you can't offer some of those extra things, we're not getting those additional dollars. So we're very well aware of it. I appreciate the fact that they brought that up, and we can't get the people.
Yeah.
We have openings across the district.
Fairly typical.
So the only other thing that I have that I'd like to bring up, and if we could just kind of pass these down. But the tech department has asked me to get permission from the board to not dispose of, but to sell some obsolete equipment to us. We can't use it anymore, but they feel it has value. And what I'm passing around is a list of what the items are. The estimates from the tech department is we can pick up about $2,300 it goes off and is sold the way they, and get the value they feel. But because these are, right, these are basically assets for the district, I can't do that without you saying, yes, go ahead. So that's the ask today, is that the board say, yes, go ahead, and we can bring that in, and it will help offset some of our costs with some of the other equipment that they're purchasing along the way. It's not a lot of money, it's $2,300, but every penny counts, so.
Do we need a formal motion for that, or?
Yes.
You will have to do a motion.
Okay, so let's do a motion and then we can discuss it. Is
Yeah.
that good for everybody? Okay, do we have a motion to allow Mr. Tenza to sell this extra equipment?
So moved.
Mr. Bobinaire, and second, Mr. Perugino?
Sure.
Okay, let's have a discussion.
Questions, or
Who would you be selling it to?
I'm gonna defer. Beth? Actually, I don't think we know the answer to that.
Anybody who
There's
buy
a
it?
site who basically bids on it. If
Okay.
you set a price, they bid on it, and we would sell it that way, correct? Okay. See, I didn't know.
I have a question about that, because I know in my district, we had, when we switched over from our Apple computers to our Lenovo's, the teachers had wanted to purchase them, and they said that we had to get approval from the town to get rid of those computers. Do we need to get approval from the town before we can sell this, or is our policy different?
We don't have to get approval from the town because they're actually school assets. The leases or purchases aren't made by the town.
Okay.
Now, our leased equipment, that is signed by the town, and if we were, how do I want to put this? If that lease was a $1 buyout at the end of the term, and then we wanted to get rid of them, we would have to get approval from the town
Okay.
because it's, the town owns the lease.
Gotcha.
But in this case, our equipment and historically, we have purchased the equipment outright, and it's owned by the Board of Education.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Any other questions for Matt? All right, so we have a motion on the table. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, no abstentions. Motion carries. Sell away.
You got it, Ben.
All right,
And that's all I have, other than questions.
you just asked.
So,
I have one question for you.
Sure.
Okay, Plymouth Center School, so I went on a walkthrough today.
Plymouth Center
And
School.
you guys are looking to put a playground,
Mhm.
okay, that is, age specific,
Mhm.
okay, there.
ADA too.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Age
yeah,
specific
right.
in ADA, yes.
Right, and being with Park and Rec for many, many years, I know at Lake Winfield, we put in a new playground there, and that cost us $40,000, probably 20, 25 years ago. I know my oldest daughter, who lives in Thompson, just put a new playground in their school because it got condemned by the state of Connecticut, and that cost them $100,000. So I'm wondering if I know that the PTA has $32,000 in there.
Not PTA.
Yeah, that's it's an account that it used to, the PTA has given it in one of our accounts for the utilization of something similar to a playground. So that was years and years and years ago.
There's been an account here for preschool K since I've been here that's been holding about $32,000. And every year I bring up is, we're really not supposed to be holding this money, we need to invest it into something kind of, it has to be for the children, and because this was earmarked for that age group, we really need to find something that falls into that category. And we felt now that we have realigned those schools so that Plymouth Center has our youngest children and a playground that really doesn't fit their age, that may be the best thing. So we've had some folks out to look at it. And right now we have a quote, although we're looking for others, it's about $92,000, right? That's the number they used the other day. So we're far short of where we
Well,
need to.
just for the record, when they said $92,000, it was like the Cadillac of
Yeah. Yes.
playgrounds, so.
Yes. So, and when I say
In tow.
they,
Yeah.
when I say they, we were having a meeting with HES, who is our custodial management company. And they have folks within their group that this is what they specialize in. So I had actually met with one of them earlier in the fall. And we went and looked at the site and we did all the measurements, and that's what they came with. And to Brian's point, is that was like the Cadillac. They are looking for other options for us. And they also said they will also assist the district as we move with this. They know that there's a differential between where we are and where we're going. And that quote at 90,000 was the full, they'll come in, they'll redo the site, they're gonna bring in the equipment, they're gonna put it in, and when we're done, just sign off and it's done. It's turnkey. So we are in those discussions, we are trying to think outside the box of how we can get it done. And there are, we're just trying to work through that.
Well, the other reason why I asked is that in the 5-year plan, you only put in that $30,000.
Because when we originally thought is that's all we were gonna need, because we thought we could do it for 60. So I have to update that way, but what you have was printed before I met on Monday or Tuesday with those folks.
Just from my own experience, I knew that $30,000 was way too low.
Right, but I have 30 set aside, so I was looking at 60.
Right,
So,
okay.
yes.
All right, that's all, that was my only question.
Any other questions for Matt?
Yes. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I know Kelly's got one.
No.
Oh, no, I just wondering, when we took our tour a couple of weeks ago, we did find that mess over there at Plymouth Center. The sidewalks are falling apart over there.
Yes,
And-
and you saw, I did add that to the capital plan.
Yeah.
It was in a different color. I don't know if you got a color version.
Yes, I got the red, yes.
I don't have any price
No.
for that. So what Pat is talking about, when we walk through the center, if you look at the exterior sidewalks, particularly on the side where parents do drop off.
Right.
Is the sidewalks are deteriorating. They have a safety concern on that, and I believe that it's valid.
Yeah.
We did have those repaired. I'm gonna say summer of 2021, so they
Yeah.
lasted about 4 years.
Right, yeah.
But the concrete is all breaking apart and it's coming out in chunks, and when they clear snow, that makes it worse. We were hoping that the weather would hold so that we could get some quick, patchwork in there. Unfortunately, then, as soon as we had the conversation, it immediately turned cold and we've got bad weather, so we weren't able to do that. But it is something we have to look at in the long run, because it is a safety issue. As I said to Pat, if I had my choice, we would do this whole parking lot over and we would pull all that sidewalk out and just pave the whole thing. But we've had plenty of conversations about parking lots, so.
Right. But that would be the smart way to do it, I believe, is get that concrete out of there and get that blacktop on there when we do the whole parking lot.
So I have to put together another proposal to get to the capital committee, which we're gonna have to do very soon, because I know that they're already starting to talk for their budget process.
Yeah.
And get it in front of them. And at the top of that list goes straight to safety.
Right.
So,
Was that different than this? Didn't you send us pictures of like a temporary fix that you had put on some stairs? Are you guys talking about a different set of stairs now?
So we fixed the stairs at Fisher, and that should
Oh.
last us a while.
Those were at Fisher's, okay.
But at Plymouth Center, we also capped the
Right.
stairs so that took care of that safety issue. This is completely separate. This is actually the sidewalk area where the drop off is. And I was actually surprised when actually Mark Lyons is the one that brought it out. He goes, listen, I have a concern. And we brought us out to it, and I was surprised that it had deteriorated as much as it did, even from our initial walks in the summer. It has changed dramatically. So it's happened pretty quickly. So.
All right, my other question is during my travels today, Fisher has a cone and the driveway exiting Fisher, and then Plymouth Center has a cone right where parent drop-off is. As Public Works been notified to at least come in and try to put?
I know that Mr. Mazon is pretty diligent about letting the town know that we have some rather large obstacles. I'll just put them that way. And as we know, there's transition down with Public Works right now, so I don't have a good answer for you, Jerry, but.
Because the only reason I ask is now we're getting into the winter season with snow plowing. And from my own personal experience,
We're just gonna make them bigger.
I would probably never ever see that cone if there was a foot of snow on the ground. So, and as I go by with my plow, that hole would get bigger.
It's gonna get bigger and bigger.
We
As Becca said, we need a bigger
We
cone.
can get a bigger
We
cone.
can afford a bigger cone.
It doesn't matter. The cone would be gone.
So, I'm pretty confident that Jim, I'm sure, has reached out to them to at least get them to put some kind of, cold patch or something in it, but
I can
we
say
all
it
know
has
it's
been
not gonna
there.
stay there. We all know it's not gonna stay there.
It's been there for quite a few weeks.
Yeah.
It's like the parking spot at Eli Terry that has been
Yeah, the one in the front.
unavailable for
Yeah.
the entire school year.
I would probably have Jim get on Public Works because I know there are, right around this time of year is when asphalt plants start closing. And I know for a fact, one of my neighbors just had their driveway done on Monday. So wherever they got asphalt, that plant is still open. So I would definitely find out. You may have to talk to Jimmy Schultz. He may have to talk to Jimmy Schultz.
Any other questions for Matt?
Yeah, just one, Matt, encumbered, we have 13.4 million, correct? And then the balance is 3.8 million? So, as you said earlier, we look pretty good. Usually in December, I always ask you, are we gonna freeze the budget,
I do not see a reason to freeze the budget at this time. As you all know, that typically once we get to March or April, I go to Brian and say, if you haven't bought your stuff now, you probably don't need it, or we are gonna put a freeze in place. Just to, for the safety net for the rest of the year, and then only those classes and so forth that need to have constant science, family consumer science, tech ed, those things that have to bring materials in to do things, kind of fly through without a question, and then anything else they say, well, why didn't we do this back here? So I don't think we're gonna need to have to do that, but in the springtime, I typically do it just as a point of order.
Well, the numbers look good.
So, yeah, I like to have everything encumbered early on.
Yeah.
So that we don't need to worry about it.
Right.
That's a big change from my predecessors,
Yeah.
the open until then.
I noticed that, yeah.
So I don't like to guess.
No, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Okay. Our accounts by facility report will be forwarded to the Town of Plymouth Board of Finance. And our personnel report, anything of note, Mr. Falcone?
Actually, there is one thing, opposite of Matt's concern with not being able to fill his staff throughout the entire year, we actually have filled all of our certified positions as of right now. So this is the first time we've been fully staffed with certified teachers. So we're very happy right now. So.
Excellent. All right, that brings us to
Just
our.
jinxed yourself.
Oh, yes. That brings us to our second session of public comment. If there's anyone here who'd like to speak, please come back.
Candace Telke, Ridge, 82 Ridge Road. You're gonna hear me speak a lot, because I'm gonna come to all the meetings. I just wanna say thank you to the Board of Ed school liaisons that signed up. That's really cool, and thanks, Dick, for taking the long haul with that high school one, because nobody else is doing it. But thank you to all of you that have agreed to do that. It's another time commitment that takes you away from your family, so we really appreciate you being able to go. Also, thank you to the schools for the food drive. That's fantastic. That makes me really happy. But like I said before, like, what more of a example do you need? Like, that's proof in the pudding that not only that, but our schools are also supporting our local community. our local community in Terryville, our local community in the state of Connecticut. So that's showing these kids what they need to do as adults, and that's when they're gonna turn around and take positions like this, so they can make sure that their communities are. So, thank you very much, because that has a lot to do with the board too. And I don't care what time you make it, because I'll be tardy if I need to. Like when I come from church, because I only could greet at church, but then I left, so I didn't go to service, and I had to go to service on Sunday. But anyway, whatever you want to do, and make sure you're home for your kids, because that's the most important part, so thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else for public comment? Oh.
Virginia Kane, 18 Adams Drive. Personally, to me, it's not a laughable matter changing the time period of meetings. I work till 5. My husband travels for work. I have to then go get my kids, then feed them. It's 5 to 6 is only an hour, and it's going to make it impossible for me to make the meeting without leaving work early, whether it's in person or online. And I do attend most of the meetings, and if I'm not here, I'm online. So to me, it does make a difference.
Anyone else, public comment?
The reason I have maybe a couple questions on the monies that you're going for the $2,500 equipment. We, the taxpayers, pay into that budget. And I've been after the police department because they were taking the money and they were keeping it as their private fund. And to be fair, and I know somebody's going to come back and say I didn't ask, so I'm going to ask. Was that out of the budget where the taxpayers, this was the budget that the taxpayers voted on, or the council voted on, but if it's with taxpayer money, it should go back to the general fund. And the reason I'm saying that, I went and I did some research, again, for the police department, and with the earnings of the thing, it's on the 7th page, I'll just be very specific, is the town of Plymouth, and this was listed in here, Connecticut Board of Finance and Town Council meeting, ultimately control the budget, deciding how all town funds, including police surpluses, are allocated for the public good, not kept by one department. So I'm questioning if you are keeping this $2,500 and the taxpayers paid it, it should go back to the general fund because it's surplus money. Thank you.
Thanks, Dawn. Anyone else for in-person public comment? Okay, do we have any online? No. Public comment online. Okay. So we are going to move on then to our committee reports. We are going to start with Ms. Tilton.
Okay, so we met briefly to go over the policies. As usual, most of them are coming from Shipman and Goodman. So there was a new policy for the, well, let me just read this. The ad hoc policy committee met prior to the regular Board of Education meeting at 6 p.m. in the library, reviewed the modified policies and new policies, and we're going to move that they be forwarded to the full board for a first read. So most of them come from Shipman, the 6,000 series. Was that the library one?
I believe,
Yeah.
5,000, 6,000.
The 6,000 series, those are the ones that are new policies. So as you're reading them, that may be the ones you guys take a closer look at for your first read.
Thank you. All right, that was the only committee that has met since our last meeting. So we are on to item 13, board comments. Let's start with you, Mrs. Tilton, since you're all warmed up.
Okay. I just first of all really want to thank everybody for the time that they put in for the strategic plan. I think the dialogue was great, the new ideas, and I think coming together with some visions for where we'd like our district and students to be was just very invigorating. So thank you for everyone for coming out for that. And other than that, I hope everyone has a lovely, long, extended holiday break, our longest one in a long time. So be safe and enjoy the time with your families.
I thought the presentation tonight was fantastic. Those kids did a wonderful job. And other than that, everybody have a happy holiday. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Excellent. Mrs. Allen.
First, I would like to thank the superintendent and the administrators at the school and all the teachers we bothered today while we did our walkthroughs. It was very informative. I don't have a lot of experience at the middle school or the high school, so it was a big learning experience for me. You know, I haven't been to high school in a few decades that we won't mention. But, you know, being able to see those things in action and being able to see the different programs that we have in school, how the kids are interacting in their classes, it was definitely eye-opening. And I can see where our district is going. And, you know, what I saw today was awesome. And I really appreciate the time that everyone took for that. And then, of course, I love, you know, the Fisher presentation. You know, that's my school right now. So very near and dear to my heart, and they did a great job. So, and then Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Thanks to all the cute little Fisher kids.
Yep.
That always make us so happy.
It's always the best.
And to Eli for all their wonderful things
Yep.
that they were able to
Little
make
treats.
all on their own. And everyone, yeah, just Merry Christmas.
Thanks. Robin?
I would like to thank Brian and the administrators as well for the walkthrough today. It was very, like Becca said, it was very eye-opening. I did learn a lot. I got my questions answered. And it was great seeing the schools in action and putting some of the rumors around town that I've heard to bed, because I saw it with my own eyes. And the presentation tonight was great. So thank you, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Mr. Perugino?
Yes. Again, the Fisher kids are just great. It's just, you know, so nice to see them get up there and make their presentation. You know, the little guy with that haircut, I loved it. I just loved that little haircut he had. It was just wonderful. Also, I'm really shocked, not shocked, surprised at the money that our students raised for the food bank. And throughout the year, I mean, they raise a lot of money in this school. It's really impressive. And I'm really proud of the kids. And last but not least, I said it last year at December, and I'm gonna say it again this year. There's no Christmas spirit, only Dick Foot, myself, and Rebecca are in red. The rest of you are in all drab colors. Now, this is Merry Christmas, you know?
Sort of.
So, no, well, Greg is close, but, you know, he's
He's color
getting there.
adjacent.
But anyway, happy holidays to everybody.
I'm just in the gray area, Pat.
I know
That's
you
all
are.
I am. I'm in the gray area.
Right.
Mr. Burbank?
Well, excellent presentation by the students at Fisher. It's really rewarding when you're on this side of the table to see when these kids come in and put their heart and soul into that presentation. Kudos to those kids and kudos to the parents. thank you very much for the walkthrough today, Mr. Falcone. One thing that I did notice when I came to Taylorville High School, in the Career Center, they had a presentation by one of the construction companies that's working on a school in Bristol right now, Northeast Middle, okay? It was standing room only in the Career Center. All right, there were, a majority of the students that were in there were male, okay? But if you've been up in the Career Center, there probably had to be 40, maybe 50 kids in that, if not more, okay? Which is really good because sometimes college isn't the avenue that some of these kids need to be pointed in a direction, okay? The trades, you can make as much money in the trades as you can with a 4-year college degree, and more than likely have no debt when you come out. That's the big thing, okay? So it's really, really good that the individual that's in the Career Center is bringing in outside entities other than colleges to showcase to the students in this community where they can go. Okay, because in all honesty, you get into the trades and you find out, and it doesn't necessarily matter whether you're a plumber, a carpenter, an electrician. You get into machine tool or any of those other things, you can make a really good living. And more than likely, you'll be working Monday through Friday with weekends off, unless you like to work overtime. But it was really, really nice to see that today. So thank you very much, Mr. Falcone. And Merry Christmas to everybody. Yes.
Okay, and I would like to thank the people that I usually thank, our public, for coming and public comment, whether it is critical of us or whether it is kudos to us or whether you have questions or suggestions or whatever. I really appreciate it. That is what makes us think, it makes us grow, and makes us learn. So I really do appreciate it, and I encourage you to keep doing it. As always, it is public comment. If there is ever any questions or something that needs to be gotten back to you on, somebody from the administrative team will do that. That being said, thank you very much, everybody on the board. Happy holidays. And there will be a regular meeting of the Plymouth Board of Education on January 14th, 2026 at 6 p.m. in the cafeteria at the Taylorville High School. Okay. I would like to entertain a motion to adjourn at 8:11 p.m.
So moved.
Mr. Showers and second, Mr. Foot. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much, everyone.
No, it's me.